Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video I'll be going through the Sydney Sixers versus Adelaide Strikers game, in which the Sydney Sixers won in an absolute classic here. They won, I'm pretty sure it was a game in which they won by one run in the end. Sorry, I'm just looking at my frames rate as we had that issue in the last video and I saw it start to dip again, and so I was a little bit worried. But it's back up to 60 frames per second again, so we are good at the moment. That was definitely a worry. Yesterday, I don't know exactly what happened there, but I gave my my laptop a good rest there, and it seems to have figured out the problem, but hopefully we have a less of a problem later on in the video that could be. But anyway, so the Sixers won that game by one run, basically defending 72 in the last 10 overs, which was an amazing effort by a lot of their guys. Stephen O'Keefe, again, the classy old man, went none for 22 off his 4 overs, and we'll get to that later, how he went overall fantasy supercoach wise. But they did it again. They stole a game that looked pretty much unwinnable when Chris Lynn was smacking them over the ropes. Admittedly, probably wasn't the best bowling from Jack Edwards and at times Ben DeWash's with the short and long boundaries. But they got the job done in the end, and that is the biggest thing for the Sixers. So before we get into the video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on, especially today, as I will be recording a lot of videos with the really short time span between the next game, the first game of the next round being at 3:30. There will be basically hour videos, like videos on the hour, from probably, I'm guessing, 10 to 1 or something like that. There's 4 videos I got to go through, even though one of them is probably going to be very short, which all 2 of them will probably be very short ones. But anyway, that'll be probably good for the recording side of it. But anyway, let's get into the video now. So as you can see, Sixers 7 for 155 against Adelaide Strikers 6 for 154. Just a great game all round, and these are the games that I love the most. I know it was the Sixers, so it was a little bit of a little bit more tense being a fan of the Sixers. But these are the games that I like better than a lot of the other ones. And we look here, we've had basically 2 of those games right in a row, basically. Obviously, this 4 for 205 against 7 for 200 was a really good game. But I reckon this game was one of the best ones of the whole season. It will be, in my opinion. But now we move on, and Philippi, 25 off 16, 45 points. Yeah, really happy about that, and that is all that we really need from him. If he can average, I think he's averaging 48 at the moment. If he can average around that itself for the whole season, 45, then we've got a bargain buy at what we bought him at, like 33 or something like that. I cannot check. I can actually check it now because I have this open, but you'll see, hopefully you'll not see any of my trades. But as you can see here, Josh Philippi, if we go to last season, he was priced at 33, so massive upside there. Let me go back to here and then scroll down. So he did score in the end 45, so that was just profitable. James Vince only 10, he's really struggled, and both got out to Overton very, I think it was same over. Hughes as well struggling, that really put them in a hole at 3 for 40 or so off about 5. I think it was, 3 for 40 off about 5.3 when Hughes got out. Let me just check that. 3 for 45.2, so it was close. And then strode Henriquez and Silk out to the crease, and they basically rebuilt the innings. And yes, Henriquez's score doesn't look, 23 off 24, doesn't look that good, but it was just needed at the time because the pitch was a hard pitch to bat on. 155, obviously, as you can see here, was enough, only just. But it was that 150, 155 type of pitch, 160-ish pitch, that only a couple guys really actually across the whole innings, across the whole game, got on top of it. You could see, I think only about 5 or 6 guys struck at about over 110. You see here, 1, 2, 3, 3 guys for the Sixers, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 guys for the Strikers. But in reality, if you take it up to 115, you're getting 1, 2 guys for the Strikers, and you're getting 3 guys, well, Joel as well, 5 guys for the Sixers. 1, 2, 3, 4 guys for the Sixers and 2 guys or 3 guys for the Strikers, 2 guys for the Strikers. So that's what 5 guys in total out of the whole 13, 17 guys that batted. So less than a third of the guys that actually batted did struck above a 115 strike rate, which is about a 135-ish, 138 or so strike rate, total, I should say, for an innings. So that just showed that there weren't really many guys that were able to dominate the game. So Henriquez, 23 off 24, laid the platform and allowed Edwards, Joel Davies, Ben DeWarshus, and Jackson Bird, as alongside Jordan Silk, to really go hard in the last 5 or so overs, where it did at one point look like they were going to get 160, one point maybe 165, but in the end they get to 155 off the back of Jordan Silk, and that last ball hitting for 6. Some will say that won the game, but there is a different factor which I think actually won them the game, and it was the difference between running between the wickets. Jordan Silk and Joel stole at least 2 or 3 runs by just not even running the first one hard. It was sprinting the first one, and they got a 3 from a ball that went straight over the keeper's head. It was a lap sweep in the power surge, and it went for 3 when it really only went about 45 metres. It should have been only 2, but they somehow got a 3, and ultimately that's the difference. And you will see, and if you watch the game, you would have seen Jamie Overton slip about 3 or 4 times trying to take singles or turn on the 2, and that just really made the difference there, that they were the Sixers boys were clean out of the blocks, and that was the real difference in the game, I reckon, because some will say the 6 that he hit, but if you look at the strikers, they hit 5 sixes, so I don't think it was too big that singular 6, but I think it was the difference in the running between the wickets was the biggest difference in the game. In just quality. Jack Edwards, 12 off 9, got out to Payne, so happy about that, as Payne hit his break even, which was huge. He got 86 across 2 games, so 83 was his break even, and then Matt Short got 2 wickets, and that really just started him just going berserk, and he's ended up going up, I think, something like 40k. If I just quickly look at this, if I change that quickly so to hide you guys away from what I'm doing, my round trades, we can see Short went up 34k in the end. We can see David Payne went up 1,500. These are the official price changes, and that is my projected, and you can see I was pretty close with the changes. I'm usually only about 1,000 to 2,000 out on them. Even the Jai Richardson, I got within 130 odd of it, 100 to 400 with the Michael Nessa one. Will Sutherland, I was 800 off. But yeah, most of these guys, I was 20 off with the Matt Short one. So that just shows how close I was with that, and only 80 off with the Darcy Short. So I was really close on those ones. A little bit off on the, on this Fraser McGurk one by 900, and only 50 off with the McDermott one. But you can see how close that magic number was compared to what it probably is. And I think it is a revolving magic number, changing over time. But anyway, I digressed. Let's get into the strikers. David Payne, 4 overs, 1 for 48, as we were saying in the SuperCoach discussion board, that there should be something for bowling, an economy rate of like 12 plus, even 10 plus, something like that, and just, because these guys the bowlers are way heavily favoured, and that is one way you can bring it down. But he ended up getting, I believe, a 28 or a 38 here. Let's just check. He ended up getting a 38 because he got 28 with the ball and then got a catch as well. So he ended up getting a 38, which isn't even that bad for 4 overs, 1 for 48, and which was the catch. He caught Joel, which was one of the easier catches of the innings, as he was just going for a slog at the end. Matt Short, 2 overs, 2 for 13. He ended up with 46 with the ball. Let me just check that. 46 with the ball, no catches at that point. And then he just contributed with the bat. Jamie Overton, standout yet again. He has really taken over and negated Henry Thornton's role. 3 for 23 is 70 points. 2 wides, 12 dot balls. So that is another 10 points. So 80 points with the ball, if I'm standing correct. Yeah, 80 points with the ball, plus the economy rate bonus as well of 15. So that got him up to a 91 a 95 with the ball, and then he got the 30-odd runs, which we'll get to in the second innings. Wes Agar, none for 37. He just looked pathetic, to be honest with you, and only got 7, was it? Maybe he got a catch as well to help that up. But yeah, no, Wes Agar only a 7, so he ended up the round as a 29. So he was a massive... That call on Wes Agar and David Payne ended up being about 60 points. So happy about going with Payne in the end, as that really helped. That, I guess, it changed the game and where I'm ranked, etc. And then you got Baisley, 2 overs, 1 for 9, ended up taking a catch as well. So we got 25 with the ball, plus a catch, 35, and then 8 with the bat to get up to 43. And then Cam Boyce, 4 overs, none for 25. 6.25 economy rate bonus, so he gets the, 10 for that, as well as the the 4 with the dot ball, so got 14 and potentially a catch to get to 24, am I right with saying that? No, just the 14 for him. And then we move on to the second innings, and Darcy Short was originally caught behind, but DRS saved him, rightfully so, came right off the the bicep, tricep type area. And so it saved him, but he faced about 2 more balls and just had his stumps absolutely annihilated, to the point that he heard the sound and walked straight for the change room without even looking down at the stumps, because he knew that they were that decimated that it wasn't going to be pretty. Then they had a massive partnership between Matt Short and Chris Lynn, and Chris Lynn just got out at the perfect over for, obviously not the perfect over for the Sixers, because they would have liked to have gotten him out earlier, but it was probably the last over before he took this game away. 37 off 17. If he faces another 5 or 6 balls, he probably gets to a 50 and makes it get into the low 6s, the economy, the required run rate. But he got out right at the right moment for the Sixers, at the last moment for them, really, before it became almost an impossible task. And to the wily old foe of Moses Henriquez, who came back really strong this game and put up, I think, he put up a 78, I believe, or something like that, Moses. Weatherald, 6, and he got bowled as well. He just looked really, really poor, to be honest. And wouldn't be surprised if they try Henry Hunt or Tom Kelly, I believe, are there and able to play, or they might at this point just elevate Jamie Overton, just because he's playing so well, but that is a massive risk, playing another all-rounder. I reckon they could just fit in Tom Kelly in that spot there, as I reckon he'd be better than Jake Weatherald, who's done some really not so smart cricket and is really just cost his side in the end, probably. And then Matt Short, it's just the timing of usually when he gets out that is just the worst time for Weatherald. He got out the ball before the 10-over break as well, so Sixers took momentum into that 10-over break, and that allowed them to then bowl 7 overs for 34 runs or something like that, and that got above 12 runs and over from 7 point... I think when he got out, it was roughly around 6.9, and they got it up above 12 just because of pressure. Matt Short, we'll go back to him now. He got out to Jack Edwards in the power surge after he'd hit him for 2 boundaries, I believe. Jack didn't bowl the best, and they're really looking for... I think Abbott's going to be back next game, and I think they'll look to try and limit the overs that Jack Edwards has to bowl to sort of that 2 or 3, rather than that has to bowl 4 type that he has been doing in the last little bit, as he can get smoked around a little bit as he bowls just a little bit too full, and that sort of hit me length, that step hit length. So Matt Short in the end got 55 off 48, so no strike rate bonus, but I mean, still 65 with the bat is huge. Moving down, Adam Hose, 5 off 5, negligible, really. Got out to Moses Henriquez, just scooping a bouncer straight to third man, and straight to a guy who didn't have to move and didn't want to move in Stephen O'Keefe. Jamie Overton, 31 off 28. He did really well at the end, but sort of gave it away. Gave the Sixers a chance by being something like 14 off 20, and then 17 off his last 8 balls to try and claw it back, including, something like 16 in the last over. So yeah, he tried his best to claw it back, but just some dumb running between the wickets at the end there, with Nielsen not sacrificing his wicket to get Jamie Overton back on strike, probably cost them the game. James Baisley, 8 off 4. He did his best to just keep up with the run rate and got out to Jackson Bird, caught by James Vince. I'm trying to think, how did he get out? So I honestly don't remember how he got out. I remember pretty much every other dismissal except for this one, and then Nielsen came in 2 off 2, couldn't hit the boundary weight. Then we get to the bowlers. Jackson Bird, 4 overs, 2 for 19, absolutely huge. 2 wickets gets him 40. 13 dot balls, so that gets him up to a 53, and then the economy rate bonus of 20, so a 73 from him. 75. He ended up getting 3 with the bat as well. So one of them was a leg bye, I'm guessing, from what I can see here. Jack Edwards, 4 overs, 1 for 48, 2 wides as well, so he gets 5 plus the wicket, so 25 plus, I'm guessing he got a couple of 12 runs as well. So he had 6. Yeah, so he must have had the other leg bye. So he ended up with 6 plus a wicket plus 12 runs is a 38, was it? Did we say? 36 for him. So yeah, he ended up all right in the end, but I think he is going to have limited overs when Sean Abbott comes back. And we only have 3 more games of Curran before he comes back as well from that ban, which will not be discussed anymore on this channel. But he comes back in 4 games, or potentially even more games if he does get suspended further. But that'll see Jack Edwards probably almost out of the side at that point. Stephen O'Keefe, 4 overs done for 22. That was the biggest. Him, Todd Murphy, and Moses Henriquez getting through 9 overs, 3 for 40. Is that 43 for 47 off 9 overs between those guys? Won them the game in the end, as they had 7 overs go for 86 between Dwarshuis and Edwards. But yeah, he just kept it together. Had 3 overs done for 13 at one point. Went for a boundary in this last off Overton, but never really got away. And he ended up with 7 plus the plus a catch, so 17 plus the 10 for the 15 for the economy rate bonus, I'm guessing. So he ended up with a 32 game without a wicket, which is just huge. Todd Murphy, a wicket plus the huge economy rate bonus of 20, so that's 40, plus the 7 dot balls is 47, I believe, for him. Yeah, 47 for Todd Murphy, huge. Dwarshuis just had a bad game and had, I think, a 1 or 2 or something. Had a 1 for Dwarshuis, so he probably decreased in cash after that huge first couple of games. So he's at 192k. And then Moses Henriquez, 2 overs, 2 for 11. 5 dot balls would be, 40 plus 5 dot balls, 45 plus the 23. And he probably got a catch as well, yeah. So he ended up with a 78. But anyway, that pretty much wraps up the recap there. It looks like my frame rate stayed at 59 or 60 frames per second the whole time. So that should be good for you guys, for the viewers. And also my voice should be clean for those listening with the audio. But anyway, that is the video or audio footage of this. And I'll see you guys in the next video, which will be my round review. Thanks, guys. Goodbye.